All right, fellas, gather round. Let's talk about a car that's about as American as apple pie, even if it's got a Japanese badge. That's right, the key Toyota Camry. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. A Camry? Really? Isn't that just my aunt's grocery getter? Oh, my friend, you're in for a wake-up call. This isn't just some bland sedan your dentist drives. The Camry's been the best-selling car in America for what feels like forever, and there's a damn good reason for that. It's the Swiss Army knife of the road. Reliable as a sunrise, cheaper to own than a golden retriever, and holds its value like a '67 Mustang. But is he that good? Well, today we're going to crack this baby open like a cold one on a Friday night. We'll talk price tags, real deal owner gripes and praises, what it really costs to keep one running, and whether it's got enough soul to put a grin on your face, or if it's just glorified appliance on wheels. So grab your coffee or something stronger, settle in, and let's find out if the Camry's the unsung hero of your driveway, or if you're better off looking elsewhere. Trust me, by the end of this you'll never look at one the same way again. Why is the Toyota Camry so popular? All right, let's get to the heart of the matter. Why does the Toyota Camry keep winning over drivers year after year? Is it just good marketing, or is there something deeper going on here? Think of the Camry like your favorite pair of sneakers. You know, the ones that are always there for you, whether you're running errands, taking a long walk, or just kicking back. They might not be the flashiest shoes in your closet, but they're reliable, comfortable, and they never let you down. That's the Camry in a nutshell. Now, let's break it down. The automotive world has seen trends come and go. Muscle cars, hybrids, electric vehicles, even the resurgence of trucks as family haulers. But through all of that, the Camry has remained a constant. It's like that one friend who's always around when you need them, no matter what's happening in the world. So, what's the secret sauce? Well, it boils down to a few key factors: price, reliability, comfort, resale value, and overall cost of ownership. Let's take a closer look at each of these, starting with something we all care about: how much it costs. Price. How much does a new and used Toyota Camry cost? All right, let's talk numbers. Because, let's face it, no matter how reliable or comfortable a car is, the price tag is always going to be one of the first things we look at. So, where does the Camry stand in 2025? If you're thinking about buying a brand new Camry, you're looking at a starting price of around $27,000 for the base model. Now, that's not exactly pocket change, but it's also not breaking the bank either. If you want to go all out with the top-tier trim levels, you could be pushing closer to $40,000. For comparison, the Honda Accord, its biggest rival, is pretty much in the same ballpark. And while the Nissan Altima might come in a bit cheaper, it doesn't quite match the Camry's reputation for reliability. But here's where things get really interesting. The used market. The Camry absolutely dominates here. Want a 5-year-old model with under 100,000 miles? You can probably snag one for between $18,000 and $22,000. And if you're okay with a 10-year-old Camry, you're still looking at $12,000 to $15,000. Why does it hold its value so well? Simple. It's built to last. People know that a Camry can easily hit 200,000 or even 300,000 miles without skipping a beat. That kind of track record, said. Years. The Honda Sanderson and valued. Why says What makes the Camry different from the competition? All right, let's get into the nitty-gritty. How does the Camry stack up against the competition? Because let's be honest, in today's market, there's no shortage of options. Honda Accord, Nissan Altima, Mazda 6, they're all vying for your attention. So why should you pick the Camry over the rest? Think of the Camry like a Swiss watch. It might not be the flashiest accessory on your wrist or the cheapest, but it just works. Every single time. That's the Camry in a nutshell. It's not about being the most exciting car on the road, it's about being the most dependable one. Here are the key areas where the Camry really shines. Reliability, your wallet's best friend. If you've ever had a car that spent more time in the shop than on the road, you know how frustrating that can be. With the Camry, those worries are practically non-existent. You won't find yourself making monthly trips to the mechanic or dealing with unexpected breakdowns. It's the kind of car that lets you focus on life, not repairs. Comfort, your personal rolling living room. Step inside the Camry, and you'll notice something right away. It's spacious. The seats are plush, the ride is smooth, and the cabin is whisper quiet. Whether you're commuting to work or taking a long road trip, it's like having your own personal sanctuary on wheels. Resale value, easy to sell, hard to forget. Remember how we talked about the used market earlier? Well, here's the thing. The Camry's resale value is off the charts. Even with high mileage, it's still in demand. Why? Because people trust it. When it's time to upgrade, selling your Camry is about as painless as it gets. Hybrid efficiency, saving gas and money. If you opt for the hybrid version, you're looking at real-world fuel economy numbers around 45 mpg or more. That's huge. Especially if you're someone who racks up miles every week, those savings at the pump can add up fast. Parts availability. No scavenger hunts needed. Ever had to hunt down a rare part for an older car? Yeah, it's not fun. With the Camry, you won't have that problem. Whether it's brakes, filters, or even something more specialized, parts are widely available and reasonably priced. It's like Toyota built this car knowing you'd need to maintain it without losing your sanity or your paycheck. But hey, it's not all sunshine and rainbows. Some critics say the Camry lacks personality, and they're not entirely wrong. If you're looking for a car that feels sporty and exciting to drive, you might prefer something like the Mazda 6. The Camry prioritizes comfort and practicality over sharp handling or adrenaline-pumping performance. So, to sum it up, if you want a car that's reliable, comfortable, and easy to sell later, the Camry is hard to beat. But if you're chasing that driver's car feel, you might need to look elsewhere. How much does it cost to own a Toyota Camry per year? Alright, let's talk about the real cost of owning a car, because let's face it, buying the car is just the beginning. What about everything else? Fuel, insurance, maintenance, all those little expenses that add up over time. So, how much does it really cost to own a Toyota Camry year after year? Let's break it down. Fuel costs. At the pump. First up, fuel. If you're driving the standard gas-powered version, you can expect to get around 28-35 miles per gallon, depending on your driving habits. If you opt for the hybrid model, that number jumps to 45 plus mpg. In real-world terms, that means you could be spending anywhere from $1,500 to $2,200 a year on gas. Not too shabby, especially if you're racking up highway miles. Insurance. Protecting your investment. Insurance costs vary depending on where you live, your age, and your driving history, but for most Camry owners, you're looking at somewhere between $200 and $1,800 a year. That's pretty competitive for a mid-size sedan, especially when you consider how safe and reliable the car is. Maintenance. Keeping it running smooth. Here's where the Camry really shines. Routine maintenance like oil changes, filter replacements, and brake pad swaps will run you about $500 to $800 a year. Compare that to some European brands where maintenance can easily double or even triple that amount. The Camry might not be flashy, but it sure saves you money in the long run. Depreciation. Losing value over time. Every car loses value as it gets older, but the Camry holds its own better than most. On average, you're looking at about 10 to 15% depreciation per year, which translates to $2,500 to $4,000 in the first few years. Still, that's a lot less than many other cars in its class. And remember, when it's time to sell, the Camry's resale value works in your favor. Taxes and registration. The boring stuff. Finally, there are taxes and registration fees. These depend on where you live, but generally you're looking at $150 to $500 a year. Again, nothing out of the ordinary here. So, what's the grand total? Adding it all up, the average yearly cost of owning a Camry comes to about $5,000 to $8,000. Not bad at all, especially when you compare it to premium sedans like the BMW 3 Series, which can easily cost you $10,000 or more per year. Real owner reviews. Let's dive into some real-world feedback from Camry owners. These are the people who've spent months or even years with this car, and their experiences tell us a lot about what it's like to live with a Camry day in and day out. We'll hear 2 glowing reviews and 1 honest critique, so you can get a well-rounded picture. Positive review. The ultimate road trip companion. Jennifer, 2022 Camry hybrid owner. I never thought I'd fall in love with a sedan, but here we are. My husband and I bought the Camry Hybrid last year, and it's been an absolute game changer for our weekend road trips. The fuel economy is insane. I average around 50 mpg on the highway, and the interior is so quiet, it feels like a luxury car. But what really sold me was the comfort. The seats are plush without being overly soft, and there's plenty of legroom for both of us, even after 6 hours of driving. Plus, the adaptive cruise control is a lifesaver on long stretches of highway. I used to dread those drives, but now I actually look forward to them because the Camry makes it so effortless. The best part? It's completely stress-free. In the past year, I haven't had a single issue, not even a warning light. No trips to the mechanic, no unexpected repairs. It just works. And honestly, that peace of mind is worth every penny. Jennifer's story highlights why so many people swear by the Camry. It's reliable, comfortable, and packed with features that make life easier. For families or couples who love hitting the road, it's hard to beat. Positive review. A car that pays you back. Tom, 2024, Camry owner. As a small business owner, I need a car that's dependable, spacious, and doesn't break the bank. The Camry checks all those boxes, and then some. I use it to haul equipment, meet clients, and run errands, and it's never let me down. The trunk space is fantastic. I can fit everything from toolboxes to presentation materials without any issues. And the hybrid model I chose has saved me a ton on gas. I'm averaging about 47 mpg, which is huge when you're driving all over town every day. But what I love most is how easy it is to own. Maintenance costs are minimal, just regular oil changes and tire rotations. And when it came time to sell my old car, the Camry's resale value blew me away. I got way more than I expected, which made upgrading to a newer model painless. If you're looking for a car that's practical, efficient, and built to last, the Camry is the way to go. It's not flashy, but it's the kind of car that earns your trust and keeps it. Tom's review shows how the Camry isn't just for families or commuters. It's also a solid choice for professionals who need a reliable workhorse. Its efficiency, cargo space, and strong resale value make it a smart investment. Negative review. Not for the thrill seekers. Jake, 2019. Camry owner. Don't get me wrong, the Camry is a great car. It's reliable, comfortable, and easy to maintain. But if you're someone who loves driving for the sheer joy of it, this might not be the car for you. I come from a background of sportier cars. Mazdas, Subarus, even a Miata at one point, and the Camry feels, well, boring. The steering is vague, the suspension is too soft, and there's no sense of connection to the road. On twisty mountain roads, it leans into corners more than I'd like, and the acceleration, while adequate, doesn't exactly set your pulse racing. That said, I've owned it for 4 years, and it's been rock solid. I've put over 100,000 miles on it, and aside from routine maintenance, I haven't had any major issues. So, while it's not the most exciting car to drive, it's definitely one of the most dependable. If you're looking for something practical and low maintenance, the Camry is a great choice. Just don't expect it to ignite your inner race car driver. Jake's critique is honest and fair. He acknowledges the Camry's strengths, its reliability and ease of ownership, but points out its limitations for drivers who prioritize performance and handling. It's a reminder that the Camry isn't trying to be a sports car. It's designed for people who value comfort and practicality above all else. So there you have it. 2 glowing reviews and 1 constructive critique. What stands out is that the Camry consistently delivers on its promises: reliability, comfort, and low cost of ownership. Sure, it might not satisfy thrill seekers, but for the vast majority of drivers, it's a car that simply gets the job done and does it exceptionally well. So, should you buy a Toyota Camry? All right, let's bring it all together. We've talked numbers, compared it to the competition, heard from real owners, and broken down what it's like to live with a Camry day in and day out. So, here's the million-dollar question. Should you buy one? If you're looking for a car that's reliable, comfortable, and easy to own, the answer is a resounding yes. The Camry isn't just a car, it's a promise. A promise that it'll show up for you every single day, whether you're commuting to work, taking the kids to soccer practice, or embarking on a cross-country road trip. It's not going to wow you with its speed or dazzle you with its handling, but it will give you something far more valuable: peace of mind. Think about it this way. The Camry is like that trusty coffee maker you've had for years. It might not have all the bells and whistles of the latest smart appliance, but it brews a perfect cup every time, and never breaks down when you need it most. In a world full of flashy gadgets and overpromising tech, there's something refreshing about a car that just works. But let's be clear, it's not for everyone. If you're someone who lives for the thrill of carving corners or craves the roar of a powerful engine, the Camry might feel a bit vanilla. Cars like the Mazda 6 or the Honda Accord might scratch that itch better. And if you're ready to embrace the electric revolution, a Tesla or Hyundai Ioniq could be more your style. That said, for the vast majority of drivers, people who just want a car that's dependable, practical, and won't break the bank, the Camry is an absolute no-brainer. It's the kind of car you can buy, drive for a decade, and then sell without losing your shirt. And honestly, isn't that what most of us are looking for? Here's the bottom line. The Camry isn't the car of your dreams, it's the car of your real life. It's not about making a statement, it's about making your life easier. And sometimes, that's exactly what you need. To summarize, and there you have it, everything you need to know about the Toyota Camry. We've covered its price, reliability, comfort, ownership costs, and even what real owners have to say about it. So, what's the verdict? The Camry isn't perfect, but here's the thing: no car is. What sets the Camry apart is that it doesn't try to be everything to everyone. Instead, it focuses on what really matters to most drivers: dependability, practicality, and value. It's not the flashiest car on the road, but it's the one that'll keep showing up for you, year after year, mile after mile. Think of it like this: the Camry is the tortoise in the race, not the hare. While other cars are busy trying to impress with flashy designs or cutting-edge tech, the Camry just keeps plodding along, quietly winning the long game. And let's face it, when it comes to cars, slow and steady often wins the race. If you're looking for a sedan that's reliable, comfortable, and easy to own, and won't leave you stranded or broke, the Camry is one of the best options out there. But if you're craving excitement, performance, or something more futuristic, there are other cars better suited to those needs. Now it's your turn. Have you owned a Camry? Are you thinking about buying one? Or maybe you've got a different favorite sedan. Share your thoughts in the comments. We'd love to hear from you. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next deep dive into the world of cars. Thanks for hanging out with me today. And remember, Whether you're behind the wheel of a Camry or any other car, the most important thing is that it gets you where you need to go safely and reliably. Until next time, happy driving.